Let's start with the butter in a bowl. Make sure the butter is at room temperature so it's soft, and we will mix it a little bit. The softness of the butter determines the crunchiness of your cookie. If you have a mixer or a KitchenAid, you can also do this mixing part using the machines, or you can do it by hand. Just make sure your butter is well mixed up. Then we will add in the 2 grams of salt and mix it well with the butter. Now let's work in the 100 grams of sugar. I will go about 1/3 of the sugar at a time because that way it's easier to mix in the sugar. Just make sure all the sugar are absorbed by the butter. You might still see some sugar crystals, but that's fine as long as all the sugar are absorbed and surrounded by the butter. So next we will add in the 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract that gives the cookie more flavor other than just sweetness. And then we'll add in the 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. The egg yolk makes the cookie super crunchy, and we'll well mix it in with the butter until you see no more trace of the vanilla extract and the eggs. The last step of making the cookie dough is add in the flour. I will also add in about 1/4 of the flour at a time because that way it's easier to mix in the flour. The best way to mix it is slicing the butter and the flour. That way the flour will be absorbed into the butter quicker and easier. So you can do this for several times until all the flour are mixed in. And just double check and make sure all the flour are well mixed with the butter. Next, we have to shape the cookie, and you can either put the cookie dough into the decoration bag if you have any at home, or just a simple plastic zip bag. And we can use the zip bag by cutting it into the shape of a decoration bag, and I will show you how to do this. Now let's put the bag into a deep cup so that way it's easier to put in the cookie dough into the bag. And now we'll cut the bag open so we can squeeze out the cookie dough. First, I'm using a baking mold that is already shaped into different shapes of cookies, and I'm using the leftover butters to oil up the mold because that way the cookies won't stick to the bottom of the mold. Now let's squeeze the cookie dough into each space, and we'll do it for all of the spaces. I'm now just using my hand to flatten out the cookie dough so it fills out the space evenly and make sure it's flat so it will come out in the shape. So next I put the cookie dough into the decoration bag with a decorating tip, and I'm going to squeeze out the cookie dough in the shape of a cookie and just on a flat baking pan. Meanwhile, let's preheat the oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The oven is ready so we can put in our cookies. We will bake it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and we will turn it down to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and bake it for another 15 minutes. And our cookies will be ready in 45 minutes. It smells so good in the room. Time's up, so now we take it out from the oven. It smells so buttery and so good. I can't wait to taste it.